isn't actually building exercise. I played a game or two against a deck that actually seemed almost like it was singleton. So that's one of any given card. Now this wasn't constructed, so I actually am going to go kind of card by card, kind of show where my thought process is, and this is just going to be building, and then we'll have other ones for gameplay because it's going to take a little longer than normal because I don't have the cards picked out just yet. So to start with, I can tell you I want Avenging Angel. It has no loyalty that needs to be done. It just simply shuts down attack. It has righteousness built right in. It has blitz built right in. Now, Angel of Grace, again, it's for very similar reasons. It also has ambush. It's a 7/7. It can gain 5 life repeatedly. The ability to kind of counterattack, I like that. I mean, obviously, we're looking at a lot of ambush. You're going to see as I choose my events, most of them have a draw 2 stapled on. You want cards that are good on their own. Now let's look at some board wipes, stuff like that. This is just good. Draw 2, clears out some of the board. Let's find... That was a foil one previously. This one, nah, not so much. Forced Exile. This, we might come back to this. The fact that you can, give them 2 humans effectively for pinpoint removal, that might be... This is alright, but usually want to build around it. Gold Dragon, it has Righteous, it has Blitz. High King, the loyalty just, it makes it less playable. This absolutely, because you can play it on their turn. Inner Peace, not likely. Let's look. No. I can't really rely on that. Not really. Possibly Marcus. We're going to put him in as a placeholder. We might end up cutting him a little bit later. Banish on their turn, obviously good. I mean, it doesn't have a draw on it, so I'm not as thrilled about it. So if it needs cut, that will be one of the ones. Masters, though, I like it. I'll put it in temporary, leave it now. It is kind of a resilient blocker and attacker. Of course, the downsides are it doesn't have breakthrough, it doesn't have airborne, it does have some vulnerabilities, but also has a big body. If you're playing an unbanishable deck, it having Blitz, okay, you can get humans. That's more for a different style deck when that has more of a theme. I could make an argument for Noble Unicorn. For right now, I'll put it in just because it cantrips. That's an old magic term for it draws when it resolves. So we have that. Obviously, Palace Guard, their pinpoint removal. Quell, a optional board clear. I like that. Rabble Rouser, no. Resurrection is a maybe. It does draw 2. You can have some little effects with that. That's a maybe. The fact that this comes in and gains 3 life makes your other team untargetable. That's not bad. Secret Legion doesn't clear anything out. Silver Dragon, it replaces itself and it removes 3 tokens. This and Marcus are in similar spaces. They might both be in if trying to fight off tokens. Ambush brings 2 friends with it. Your other good champions, maybe will come back. People's Champion, without the repeat abilities. As much as I like the dragon, that might come in because we're probably running a bunch of dragons. We'll see. Urgent Messengers, 2 cards, 2 blockers. Village Protector, unreliable. Vital Mission, that's a maybe because it is. Let's actually put that in on trial basis. It lets the controller gain health. For you, gaining health is kind of useful, and if it is your guy, you can gain 2. So maybe White Knight, the Blitz thing doesn't matter. Nah, not really worth it. Brand, he's not bad, but loyalty. Brave Squire, I actually saw this. This is a maybe. We'll come back and see if I'm using up all my zeros. I'm not running a token strategy. Recycle. I'm running an okay amount of humans. That might be playable. Doesn't have ambush. Doesn't have ambush. It does recycle, but it also doesn't do anything without other ones there. Rally the People. It has recall, and it gives your whole team. So that's a maybe. That might be cuttable. Rescue Griffin, kind of. Revolt. All your good champions, that's more of a token swarm thing. Definitely Second Wind, I can tell you that. Watchful Gargoyle, it recycles and ambushes. White Dragon, it has a chance of getting in there. So, and that brings us back to all that. Let's go back and grab Thundaris just as a placeholder for the moment, because it is big, it does fly. Our chances of getting loyalty on that, not as high. This, yes. We're not really playing an Army of the Apocalypse deck. We're not set up for it. Bitten, pinpoint removal, draw 2. It's acceptable. Dark Assassin, Blitz again. Loyalty and Blitz. This, not playing a humans deck. This is a distinct maybe. because while it can take out 2 and you just sacrifice one of your, whichever one you want, it has some options. This recalls for gold, so it's not a faction related one. So that's a distinct maybe. Break all champions on their turn. Give them blitz. I don't think I really want that option. Absolutely, Essence Drain. Drinker of Blood is distinct maybe. Final task, yes. Another banish effect because we're only be running so many. Unreliable. Probably. Unreliable. 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 This is a distinct maybe because it does break the champion. Each player gets a zombie, and if it comes up later, so this is a maybe. It might be cuttable later. No escape. This one is an absolutely for this deck because you can return any champion. Obviously, if you break on your turn, including your zeros. Plague. It's another break all. You can also sweep out small tokens and recycles. Draws a card. Don't want that one. Raxa. Army in a Can. That's a maybe. Will come back. Displeasure. Yes. Enforcer. Absolutely. It shrinks the offense of their team. It clears out a bunch of tokens the first time. It's pretty good. Reap and Sow. If it's your turn, break all champions or put in 4 zombies. We have a similar effect in good, so we might run both. Reaper. The fact that it comes in and it takes out a champion immediately, that's a yes for right now. Rift Summoner. You won't get the loyalty, but it does have blitz, and you can break other champions and make tokens. That's a maybe and probably getting cut. As much as I really like Sauron, we're just not running a deck setup to really take advantage of that. This guy is it's just good if you have to discard him. It keeps coming back. It's utility sort of. Even if it has blitz, it's not that great. It does cantrip though, so if you absolutely are in a pinch and you need to fill out a deck, just run all the cantrip bodies. Gudgeon, absolutely. Draws 2 cards. Unblockable. Don't need zombies. Trihar, maybe. Vampire Lord, no. Wing of Death, at the moment, yes, as it's light removal. Loyalty X doesn't really work out well for us. This does, because we run a lot of non-zombies, and it cantrips. Break all champions on their turn and get zombies. Consume, yes. Corpse Taker, yes. Corpse Monger, at the moment, yes. As you can see, we're adding up quickly. Dark Knight, we're not really set up for it. This isn't a blitz deck. This isn't a big recursion deck, so not at the moment. Guilt Demon, we need discard hate, so... Hands from Below. It's a 0 kill, so probably at the moment. Heinous Feast, we need more discard hate. We're not really set up for Little Devil. We're not set up for a blitz-based deck. Plentiful Dead, we're not set up for it. Rax's Curse, yes. Fighting the 0 fight, absolutely. Spawning Demon, not set up for it. Thrasher, not set up for it. Unquenchable Thirst, we don't really run enough evil cards. If we need more pinpoint, we might take it. Wither, yes. Word of Summoning, it recycles and makes a demon, so sure. Let's see where we're at so far. So technically in... for the number of zeros we're running, we're probably going to be flexing down to what our zeros require of us. So, for example, let's switch things up and we'll do the reverse of what we're doing. Amnesia, yes. Arcane Research, yes. This one is innocuous. It does recycle and it grows slowly, so that's a maybe. It might be useless. This one, absolutely. Digging, yes. Fumble, not allowed to run it, otherwise I would say yes. Hasty Retreat, yes. Keeper's Secrets, at the moment, it does hate. Muse, yes. It recycles, so at the moment it gets the nod. Shadow Imp, we're not really set up to abuse it, so at the moment I'm going to say no. Siren Song, 0 hate, and it draws. Well, sorry, or draws. I'm using the or there. Spike Trap, love that card. Vanishing, yes. And Warrior Golem, no blitz, but can recycle from anywhere. So the question would be whether you want this or Ogre Mercenary. The answer is probably this over the Mercenary, just because it recycles even if you have to discard it from hand. So maybe we'll see what ones we get into. So we're gonna take that off. Ancient Chant, absolutely. It doesn't have any faction requirements, and it just grinds. Blue Dragon. It's airborne, it comes down and deals 2. That's a maybe. We already are kind of in dragons, so maybe we'll see. Citadel Raven. Well, thanks, words. Bringing events back, pretty good at the moment. Crystal Golem, absolutely. It does almost everything you want. It could block something that it can't kill and draw 2 cards. You sack it before damage. It has ambush. It's untargetable. Deadly Raid. If we need a finisher, so at the moment that'll go in. Jin of the Sands. I do like this card, but also it's sometimes it's so underwhelming. We'll circle back to that. Lycomancer, without Blitz, this is only okay, but that's the problem with most of those other ones where you need the loyalty effect to really make them good. Erase, one of the best cards in the game. Erratic Research, more discard hate. Fairy Trickster, yes, because it allows you to help play their deck, which is probably more synergistic. It does have ambush. Force Field, yes, we can buy a turn off that. Frost Giant at the moment, yes. Helion, without the loyalty ability, this isn't that great. Helion's Fury, on the other hand, pretty okay. Bouncing 2 targets and drawing a card, or simply just drawing cards. This one might go in for 2 reasons. At the moment, it's a dragon. The fact it's also an ambusher, so maybe we'll circle back, probably cut it. Juggernaut, as much as I love this thing, without it being set in the right deck, it's not really for us at the moment. Knight of Alara, without the loyalty, like take your finger, care up the loyalty part, it's a 10-8 blitz, and it can't be blocked by a single creature. So I actually like this here. It might end up getting cut. Knight of Shadow all day, every day. Lesson learned, absolutely. Lying in Wait, not as much. Okay, it does banish a single target, but you don't really get anything for it. You're not gaining life. If you do it on your turn, it doesn't really help you any. Memory Spirit, absolutely. Herald, sure, we need some more consistency. Psionic Assault, the discard hate's kind of real. It having recall, it's maybe, but also cuttable. Reset, it's a board wipe. Reusable Knowledge, absolutely. Sea Titan, absolutely. Untargetable, bounces a guy, big fat body. Standalone, it's basically a board wipe. Steel Golem, you're going to look at this as a 13-13 unblockable. We have Sea Titan already for that, so not really for this one. Temporal Enforcer, admittedly, it's nice that it has ambush and blockable, but without loyalty, it doesn't work. Without the faction ability, not as much. Temporal Shift, this one's okay because this is what I was talking about with the other one. You do return to your hand, they have to banish a card, but you get another card back. So this basically only uses your gold, but you still get a banish out of it. Thought Plucker, pretty good. Time Bender, because it has ambush, you don't suffer as much. This one, it will circle back on that one. Time Walker can't trigger it. Transform, single shot, not as impressed. Turn, we were just at turn. Turn, yes, I will take turn. We might cut it, but I like turn. Velden, unreliable. War Machine, the nice part here is it does banish all opposing zeros. So maybe Wave of Transformation is a board wipe. Winter Fairy, yes. Okay, let's go on over to Wild. So we'll do that reverse again. So Hero Zeros. Ankylosaurus, that's a maybe, just to get a body. Cave Troll, unreliable. Feeding Frenzy, it can kind of kill. It can draw 2 if it needs to. Fire Shaman, unreliable. Fireball, yes. It's either a pinpoint or a small wipe. Flame Spike, yes, it recycles. Flash Fire, wipes or draws. Go Wild, recycles. Lash, yes. Lightning Strike, yes. Rage, yes. Spore Beast, without the Blitz, it's less than impressive. Wolf Companion, I like this card, so I'm going to put it in for now. It probably will end up getting cut because of recall, other abilities. Wolf's Bite, yes, to fight muses. Worm Hatchling, no. So, we're at 105 cards. Obviously, things are going to get cut down, and we'll go through that cutting process. I don't care if someone's looking. Battlecry, it's a finisher. Draws 2 cards. He has recall, which means we're never out of guys, so maybe? As much as I like that, that drops down into real hard maybe. I mean, it is an 8-12 breakthrough. 18-18, but it can be targeted without Blitz. Yeah. Chomp. Pinpoint, we don't run enough dinosaurs. Den Mother, that's a maybe. Pretty good. It is a dragon. That one, because of ambush. You're not going to draw the card very often, but a 7/7 flyer, airborne rather, with ambush, kind of playable. This is a situational board wipe and can also deal damage to players. I kind of like it. We might circle back. Without enough faction triggers, not as much. This I kind of like. for the ability to deal 7 to a creature and redraw a card. Flame Strike, it's pretty good, I hear. Forked Lightning, also pretty good. Despite Blitz, Hunting Pack, maybe, as it gives you guys and a kill spell, so we'll put a maybe on that one. Hunting Raptors without Blitz, this thing is a little bit of a liability, but also kind of still good. We might circle back. Absolutely Board Wipe and a draw 2. Let's go to the next page. Jungle Queen, not reliable. Kong, absolutely. It's a 2-for-1. Lightning Storm, absolutely at the moment. I know. I love this thing unlimited. If it doesn't perform in constructed, that's fine. Mighty Blow. If they already spent their gold and you're coming crashing in and you have no reason to think otherwise, you can get 10 out of this, possibly close out a game. At the moment, I'm putting that in there. Because this draws a card, it's getting a nod at the moment. It might get cut. Blitz makes tokens. I love this card to death. This is, I mean, admittedly, so I'll show you this, and then we'll circle back to, where is it? Fire Spirit. The other one does it on demand. Admittedly, it doesn't draw the card. The stats aren't as good, but this one does it on demand. So I love that one. Pyrosaur, it actually is probably going to go in, mostly because it does clear out the board of small stuff, and it only hits their stuff. Raging T-Rex, not likely to trigger. Rain of Fire, so far so good. Ooh, it has Blitz. We're going to pass at the moment. This, because you can clear out the creatures, leave your zeros, 5 to a player, and draw a card. You know, this whole thing about card economy is kind of important. I know the deck's getting out of control. We will be cutting it down. NightHydra with Recall. I like it. It does draw a card when it comes into play. Maybe? Smash and Burn. So, it draws 2 cards, it gives +5/+5, and later if you happen to do it, if you happen to cast another wild, it can deal 6 to a champion. At the moment, this does about everything you want. I mean, at the very worst, you can make one of your guys better and draw 2 cards if they've already spent their gold, or just the end of their turn. Strafing Dragon. Ambush, Blitz, and Airborne. All that's good, and then the loyalty ability, so that's a maybe. Surprise Attack, absolutely, it's good in every deck you put in. Triceratops, Breakthrough, draw a card, there we go. Winds of Change, so this is good as a finisher. It's probably going to end up getting cut. And then Wolf's Call, yeah. Okay, so let's see where we're the heaviest at. Obviously, it's in Wild, it's in Sage. 128 cards, obviously that's twice the legal limit. But, for example, let's look at good. Take away that. Put all of these. I also wanted that one because of it gaining you 5 and being able to block and still kind of being a threat. This has an ambush and a good tribute ability. Let's throw that in. I know I'm adding Clog. That's not really what you want to be doing. You want to be doing the opposite. Inner Peace might still find a place. The fact that you can banish Pinpoint, it's very tempting. It's very, very tempting. And it does have the draw 2 option. So, I mean, like that's a distinct maybe. Marcus is currently on the list. Quell. I mean, we're looking at our zeros, and a lot of their zeros just, ugh. They're just not great. So, before I go too long in the tooth, this might be a video 1 of 2. Let's go, where's our good pile? Can we just go to that? No, we can't just click on that. All right, you're just not going to make it easy. So technically, if I wanted to, if I cut 1 off of Wild, but that would represent half of the deck. So we have access to everything, is kind of the point here. There we are. This one stays. So if I'm just looking for easier cuts. This one stays. This one stays. This one's very likely to be a later cut. That stays because it's a board wipe. Marcus, it is discard hate, but it's only 10/10. The other, if I have to make a cut, I probably do want to cut him because I can't get the card draw out of it. Currently going to keep all my board wipes if possible. Master Zoe, well, it does ambush and it basically kills about whatever it can block, more or less. Currently, it's a bit troublesome. We might hold on to that. Noble Unicorn, I don't just need a cantrip. I mean, it could theoretically be a draw engine, but if I'm only getting 2 cards out of it, probably not. This one stays. You want Palsguard, Kong, Sea Titan, All these ones are like, I have this champion, I take out one of yours. That's kind of what you need the base of your deck to look like. Quell, this might stay, this might get cut pretty easy. Resurrection, I have a feeling that we're just going to cut this because of the timing issues and everything else. We're probably just going to cut that. And like you almost want that in a deck that specializes around that. Final Task does something similar, but doesn't have the timing window. But this does just return straight to play without the whole, it has Blitz, but it goes away at the end of the turn. But it does only target champion in your discard. That might be on the back burner. We're going to leave that as a 0. Royal Escort. And here's the part where I was talking about the unicorn. This does get you 3 right away, and 3 life for 1 gold isn't great. But it has ambush. Okay, good so far. It gives all of your other champions untargetable. That can matter. So at the moment, that one stays. At the moment, Silver Dragon, I like too much because it does draw the card immediately, and it lets you get rid of 3 tokens. We have a couple of board wipes that do generate tokens. Urgent Messengers, 2 blockers, 2 cards. It's filler, but it works. Banish, Vital Mission, this is probably going to go. This is very ho-hum. It's meant to be really used on your guys, but because of how this game is played, it's almost like you want to block, damage isn't going to work, and then you gain like 5 life out of it in 2 cards. 5 life in 2 cards seems fine, but for gold and losing your creature, not that great. I think you play it if you have to. Faithful Pegasus, at the moment this is holding, we'll do a human count, but it does have Blitz and it does have Recycle, so that's a lot of checkboxes right there for a 0. The fact that this can keep generating tokens, it has manual recall and boosts your whole team. At the moment, yes. Rescue Griffin, well, it is a 3/7 ambush flyer. At the moment, yes, it might get cut, which will take a couple cards with it. Second win stays. If we're running 2 pieces of good, this is like my number 1 pick for a 0 in good. I like this one a lot because it is a 0, it has ambush, and it has tribute. Most likely you're looking at putting it in, it's probably going to block and die, and it's going to recycle a card. Now, the part about this that I really like is that in the war for spending gold, if it goes to the end of their turn, and they're already done combat, they're looking to check past to you with their gold open, your gold open, this can come in and help move the board to you. White Dragon. I have a feeling we're just going to cut the Dragon package. While it's nice, we're running less and less gold good cards. It is a 0 cost 5/5 airborne, so maybe they'll stay for that. We'll see. Thundarus. I really like this, but we need to cut some gold, and this one is, we might circle back. Was that the last one? Yeah. Because then we did Angel of Light. Gaining 5 life and putting down a solid blocker is pretty good. Possibly gaining more. Target champion gets unbreakable and untargetable. If you are in your final attack, you have some breakthrough or something like that, this could be the answer. It also has ambush, meaning you can put this in, give another one of your champions unbreakable, put them into a favorable block. Excuse me, sorry. It is more of a limited trick, Dark Drift and random 30s, but this often will make the cut. This is just solid. Like, there's no way to say it. This is just solid. So at the moment, with only 6 free, I can cut off 2 more gold good cards. We're going to probably do that in a second video. I'm just cutting the easy fat. You look at how much I want in free, meaning I only need 18 gold in evil. Bitten is probably going to stay because giving them a zombie for breaking something on their turn, this just gives us more plays on their turn. Us making plays on our turn isn't a problem. I like the 2-for-1 on this, especially because we have a lot of disposable gold ones. At the moment, I still like this. If I have to make a second round of cuts, this will probably make it. Drain Essence stays. Drinker of Blood, it randomly just generates you value. You can just swing in with your entire team, be like, okay, whatever, or cast a Wildfire, clear out a bunch of stuff. It has some small combos with them. Final Task, for the unreliability of the deck, you can pull this back at random, and that'll work. It gets rid of a discard pile. It is an 8/8 blocker. It has ambush. I think I want to keep it just because I like the number of pieces of discard pile hate and the fact that this is, it doesn't do anything well, but it does a lot of things at the same time. Inner Demon. If I got to cut a pinpoint, this is probably going to get cut, so let's cut that one at the moment. Because here, I'd rather blow that up on their turn, both of us get a zombie token, as opposed to having to wait for my turn or, giving them a zombie token. This one is just so good. This is absolutely a keeper for this deck. Plague, it's another break all. This is a break most or draw 2. Clearing out their board's pretty good. I think this one might make the... If I gotta cut, I might cut this one. So Reap and Sow, how many do we still need to cut? We still need to cut a few more. Reaper, I like keeping because of the pinpoint. This can generate a token army, especially if we have minor ones or ones that are already spent. I might want to keep that at the moment. Soul Hunter is just good. Gudgeon is amazing. Wing of Death, pretty good. I mean, if you can control, whether they got tokens or not. And we have a lot of non-zombie champions, so we will have to do... Let's get rid of Reap and Sow at the moment. Because pinpoint, regain health, okay. Gets us a guy back. It is discard hate. It is some life gain. At the moment, we'll keep that. It's free. It's not bad. This is the backup to, getting swung out. I mean, it is a 0, and it does kill, so... Graveyard hate, draw 2. 0 kill, draw 2. Can kill the whole board. It recycles. Yeah. I think we're going to hold there. So, this is part 1. I'll definitely do a part 2. It'll be more at the culling of the deck. As you can see, 123 cards. But if you look at, we got good down to a total of 20. We will try to get evil down. I mean, maybe we'll just try to cut to like, an approximation. Because look at, we have a lot of zeros in wild. We have a lot of zeros in sage. So it's like a wild sage 4-color deck. Because this could be a typical, sort of thing. But I really want to confuse and make the deck very unpredictable. Because, if you see Avenging Angel next to, say, you see a Lurking Giant, you just go, what is going on? And you're very confused. Although I have a feeling I'm going to cut in this one. Just because an 11-11 with no other special tricks attached to it, probably not good enough. The other ones that, like have flying, gain life, get rid of a discard pile. So this one's probably going to get a cut. It'll make me sad. I'll cut it right now just to, rip the Band-Aid off. Triceratops, Mystic Monster. Doesn't trample, so we're going to go. Hunting Pack. I mean, dealing 6 or more, most likely 6, and getting 3 wolves. I mean, that's a pretty good trade because you can still do that on their turn. Draca's Enforcer stays at the moment, mostly because a 7/7 airborne flash, ambush. I might get cut in the later runs, but I do need to check how many events we're running, how many ambush bodies, because we want to be spending our gold. This deck is going to be designed to spend gold every turn. We can get rid of this guy. Blitz and Breakthrough is nice, and it will be like a 9/7 on the turn. Well, I mean, like this versus NightHydra. This does have Blitz. We'll be thinking about it. Anyway, we'll stop this there. We'll come back to the great culling later. So let's do this. It'll say, this is not a valid deck. Yeah, I know. I need to cut a ton of stuff. Save and exit.